Hi Fairy Dust Crafters, welcome to the Fairy Dust Crafts of Vlogmas. Today is day 15th, the 15th of December, right? Yes. Yesterday so the day before yesterday I forgot to post. Like I had everything edited and everything, and then I put it all into my, daily Vlogmas, and then forgot to post it. So yesterday I thought, oh, well, I'll just do a twofer, and I combined 13 and 14. Yeah, so I did that, and then I realized that I forgot like half of 13. So that's why the little Make-A-Wish, the little gold bell wasn't the very end, and yeah, what a mess. But hi, hello, I'm here now. I hope you're having a good day. It is Friday today, and I was at work and I taught a really fun class. My students were all in the same class today, so that was a lot of fun, which means there's not going to be a class tomorrow, and that will give me the afternoon off, half an afternoon off, maybe. I don't know yet. But yeah, so that was fun. We did some festive knitting. I can actually show you what we're working on. I am actually not quite completed, but the class is done now, and their stockings are like completed at this point. I haven't finished mine yet. Well, my second one, I want to say. This is supposed to be a Christmas stocking, so it's like a really big sock, basically. So this is worsted weight. It is Barocco vintage, and I'm just digging these colors. This was so much fun. I just love this. Maybe this is going to be Molly's stocking, I don't know yet. So worsted weight. And then I have one that's not quite completed yet. I still gotta weave in all my ends, but this is my main stocking that I did. It still needs a little loop, a little I-cord to hang it up. And I gotta embroider something in here, but I don't really know what yet. I don't want to put my name in there because it may be somebody else's stocking. Maybe I'll gift it, or we'll use it for something else. So I did that. And the class was kind of like a last minute idea, but we thought, you know what, we'll just throw it out there. I wrote the pattern, and together at my shop, or at my work, the yarn shop, we edited everything and did a couple test knits. Sorry, I totally just ruined the surprise. So the Christmas stocking is actually just the basics of a top-down socks. Prereqs were you need to know how to knit in the round. So not a full-on beginner, but I've had a beginner in my class who she actually taught herself how to knit in the round. We had a little slow going, but she like picked it up in no time, and I am actually very positive that if you are motivated enough, you can absolutely learn to knit by doing socks. 100%. I think anybody can do that if you really want to learn. It's all about the kind of like hand-eye coordination a little bit too, and just like knowing how to hold things. Anybody who's having difficulties and their hands don't really want to do that, I always suggest just do a dishcloth, because a dishcloth is quick and fairly easy. You don't even need to know anything else but knitting, and then you can go from there. But I am convinced that anybody, and I know that people have done it, I know people who have learned to knit by making a sock or socks. but it is a little longer, much a longer project than, let's say, a dishcloth. You get this like gratification if you can just knit for like a week or so and then you have a dishcloth. I think that's like, you get that reward. Lots of people ask me, come in and say, I want to learn to knit. I want something like just very like just straight knitting, very straightforward, very easy. I want to knit a shawl, or not a shawl. I want to knit a scarf. And I always say, wouldn't suggest it, because a scarf is very, very long, and speaking from experience, it has taken me years, like years, to finish just a straight, like very basic, kind of like knit purl, nothing crazy scarf, just because I did not have the stamina to sit there and knit and just do the same thing over and over again without really getting anywhere. So I find scarves can be a little discouraging just because they're so long. Anyways, I digress. So this stocking pattern, Christmas stocking or stocking class, is kind of like an introduction to sock knitting, and I used the pattern, modified it a little bit, or rather we modified the stocking to, then you can actually, with that pattern, you can make a sock. So stocking, sock. I like to call this thing the stocking. I still need to make a second one. This is Lang Jawohl in, I don't know the colors, just like a cream and like a red and a green. They're very like Christmassy colors. I love this. I need to make the second one still. And I think for the, you know, where usually you put your name on the stocking, I'm gonna embroider maybe like hollies or something like that on it. So something fun. But we changed the stocking a little bit because, and if you're somebody who can, if you're like me and you can knit something like this, like in your sleep, you'll be able to figure this out. The only thing that we changed, that's different from a regular sock that you wear, is our heel flap is not quite as long. It's only 2/3 of like an actual sock one, because if you blow it up to this size, a properly long heel flap that's like half the amount of your stitches is very long and it looks a little goofy. And then we did, I find this a little short actually. I think I would maybe add like a couple more repeats, or like a couple more pattern repeats, but I would do a little bit of a longer foot just so you can put a little more stuff in it, right? That doesn't hurt. So that's what I did. That's the class I've been teaching and for the past 3 weeks. It was a 3-week course, and each class was 2 hours long. I don't want to go too long usually with classes, just because there's a lot of information to take in, and then we gotta make progress with knitting too. There is, for the most part, always homework included, because you can't knit a sock in 6 hours. Most people can't. Not a proper one like this, and like not this. But anyways, so I gotta finish this still. That's kind of like my Advent to date. And now I have like a week still where I don't have to, you know, I don't have to. I really enjoy teaching. It's a lot of fun. I also enjoy like preparing those classes, so that's a little bit of work too, but I thoroughly enjoy it. So now I gotta finish this, and I think I'm gonna do my toe in green, because I did the cuff green and then the heel is pink, and I think I'm gonna do the toe green. And whatever happened here, I gotta fix that. I got like a ginormous stitch right there. I know what happened. It's just me being sloppy. yeah, so that's been my last 3 weeks. Fridays and Saturdays is when I did that. It's been a very busy day, and whenever that happens, I kind of like my train of thought just derails and I bounce from one thing to the next more than I already do. So once I get going, I get going. You just saw me open my little admin calendars, and isn't this just the most gorgeous stitch marker ever? Like, oh, I hope you can see it. Focus. Focus. Kinda. I think you saw it, but you were able to see it better in the little video. And then this is really cool too. So remember last night, I knit, it was like a peachy kind of orangey peach kind of color for my admin sock stripes. A little bit of fuel there. Okay, so bloopers. Gingersnap, my Gingersnap advent. So that was a lot of green in the last, what, it's been 3-4 days of quite a bit of green, neon green. So let's open this. Oh, and may I just say, these little, so this tissue paper here has like actual little glitters on it. I keep finding glitter, like the big glitters, all over my house and everywhere. I will like randomly have a glitter on my face. I'm like, where did that come from? Oh, this. And funny enough, it's not just this one. I have been opening like random little things. Oh, I can't remember what it was, but somebody else, 2 people, like 3 different people all together have been using this. It's like a confetti kind of tissue paper, wrapping paper. And I feel like this is karma biting me back, because this is a thing I do and my mom does it too, so that's where I got it from. Whenever I gift things to people with children, like this is fun, right? It's like glitter and fun. But when I gift things to people with children, to children, I wrap it in this kind of horrible, terrible, evil, very evil, beautiful, pretty, playful, evil tissue paper. And now it's kind of like coming back to me, and this year has been nothing but birthday cake or like confetti or whatever tissue paper. So I digress. Oh, look at this. Oh my god. Okay, still green. We still have the green, like the fluorescent, but now there's a little hint of blue. Oh, I love this. How gorgeous. So are we gonna go back to blue? This is like the coolest, most beautiful advent, like yarny advent that I've ever had. Kim, if you're watching this, this is amazing. Oh my god. I really need to keep going with that blanket. I'm still working on my second day, color 2. I think I have about 300, just under 300 stitches on my needles now. So it's still pretty fast, pretty like quick going, but I can definitely tell it's taking me a little longer now to finish a row or a round. It's kind of like hard to, it's a round because I'm knitting in the round, but it's kind of also a row, but not. So it's like, it's a round, it's really a round. But I just cannot wait to put these in here. So I'm still just putting them all back into their tissue like this. and I make sure that I have the number showing, but I really think I need to find a different solution, because right now I put it back together in its tissue and I just put it on top. My issue was when I reached for number 2, I had to like really dig between all of those little packages, and because I'm not careful putting it back together, I had to make sure that I don't accidentally lose a bunch. So I don't really know what to do. I think I should really, like, I don't want to cake them up. I want to keep them in their skeins and cake them up as I get to them, or like wind them into a ball, because this is basically gonna be my like long-term project for the new year, and I don't want to pop them all into cakes because I just want I want the yarn to be as relaxed as possible for the longest as possible, if that makes sense. So I try not to like pre-cake too much, so I don't like stretch the yarn too much. I want it to be relaxed as it's supposed to be, so it's not it's still gonna be in the same shape and I'm not like having gauge and tension issues. I don't know what to do. I'm like, do I want to just put a tag or something on there? But then that seems kind of wasteful. Or do I just grab a piece of paper and kind of like slide it around? Or, as I said last week, I believe, shall I just string them all onto like a piece of yarn or rope or something, and then have like one, I'd have to mark it somehow. I guess I know which one's like the most recent, and then once I'm done and on my last day, I can just tie a knot or something to like indicate that that's my last day, but, or like to see where to pull from. But because it is a gradient, at least of some sort, yeah, it is a gradient, like they all kind of like blend into each other, I should be able to like easily tell what belongs where. I did a little bit of tidying yesterday and dealt with some of my yarn that's just been like stacked, and I kind of like wanted to make sure that I have just like an overview of what I have. I haven't done inventory in so long. I used to be so good with like writing down my incoming and outgoing, and that just like at one point I just stopped. I want to get back to doing that in the new year, so I don't know if I want to do a full inventory. I kind of don't, because to be honest, I have yarn everywhere. Like I have a pretty big closet right here. Like this is basically a bedroom, like a small bedroom. So it has a closet, proper size closet, and I have my totes and stuff in there with yarn in them, and then I have yarn right here, and then there is yarn over there, so there's like yarn everywhere. And I have my little cart with like some of my sock yarns, and then I have like a little cart over here with yarns that I've already put into project bags, like that are already sorted to like have a project. So I have yarn kind of like all over the place, and I really don't feel like pulling everything out and writing down what it is and, you know, all of that. Simply because that's like a 2-day job probably. Like last time I did that a few years ago, where I literally wrote everything down, pulled everything out, wrote it all down, kind of like organized it a little bit. It took me forever, like way longer than I thought it would. Like it took me like a week. So I don't want to do that. I don't know. And because I'm doing net zero stash next year, like starting January 1st, I think I'll just do whatever goes out. And then if something comes in, I'll do that too. But yeah, I don't know. Oh, Molly's here. Hello. She likes to sit with me in my chair and just kind of like hang out here with me. My good girl. Yeah, so I don't know what to do yet. I do need to pull those out. Oh, right. So where I was actually going with this whole hold things out is that I have a basket that would be like the perfect size to hold a blanket, and it's a really pretty looking basket. So I think I want to put all of my yarns in there in such an order that I can just pull out the first one, and I just keep coming back to the whole idea of having them all on like some sort of string, a rope of some sort. So maybe I'll do like a super cute little I-cord. That's right, maybe I'll do that. I'll make an I-cord or a braid or something for myself and then string them on there. I could probably just use twine. Anyways, I am gonna finish my coffee here. I also have a croissant sitting right here. And I forgot my sock bag at work today, so I'm gonna pull out my Find the Christmas Joy socks, and do some knitting, and in a couple hours we are gonna go for dinner to our friend's house. They're hosting kind of like a pre-Christmas Advent dinner. We're gonna have a little party together. So that's on the plan for tonight. So I'm just gonna relax and sit for a couple hours and do some knitting. Maybe I'll watch an episode or two of Friends. And I'm also gonna knit this into my Advent socks. So that's gonna take like half an hour or so. In the meantime, I wish you a wonderful evening, and I will see you again right here tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. Happy crafting. Bye.